wanted to go over 3 of these practice problems together, and they're all in the right column here. So number 3, we didn't really have one specifically in the notes like that. So zero product property, remember you set each part equal to 0. So we have the t plus 1 equals 0. No big difference there. But also, this t on the outside would get its own equation. T equals 0. Now that one's already solved, so you don't need to do anything to that. But the t plus 1 equals 0 is not solved, so we would need to subtract the 1 from both sides. T equals -1. So those would be your 2 solutions. So if you ever see just a variable outside, set that part equal to 0 too. Or if it's like 2x times x plus 1, your 2 equations would be 2x equals 0 and x plus 1 equals 0. So keep that in mind if you ever have variables out there. Number 11 is what we're going to do next. There's only 2 terms here. So if I was saying, we'll factor this, if there's only 2 terms, then see if there's a common factor. What do w squared and 8w have in common? A w. So you factor out the w. W times w is w squared, and w times 8 is 8w. And then we have what we just did. We have just a w out there, so we have to give that its own equation. W equals 0. And if you substitute that into the original equation, 0 squared minus 8 times 0 equals 0. What's 0 squared? 0. What's 8 times 0? 0. So 0 minus 0 equals 0. That one works. Also, we have this one, the w minus 8 equals 0, which that one we just have to add the 8 to both sides. We get w equals 8. Now, if you put that into the original equation, 8 squared is 64, minus 8 times 8 is 64, and 64 minus 64 is 0. So that one works out as well. I wanted to go over one more with you. Number 14, we didn't have a ton where we practiced where the last term was negative. Remember though, the only way you can multiply to a negative is a positive times a negative, and there's just 2 terms. So it'll be n plus something times n minus something. So now we're looking for a set of numbers that is 1 apart, because there's an invisible 1 in the middle. So 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4, which set is 1 apart? The 3 and the 4. So it has to be plus our big number, so plus 4, and then minus our small number 3. Now we can set up the 2 equations. N plus 4 equals 0, and n minus 3 equals 0. When you solve n plus 4, you subtract 4. N equals -4. How do you solve n minus 3? You add your 3. N equals 3. Nice. That was fun. Well done.